this man found himself unintentionally dragged into a game of werewolf. Each time the werewolves won, the protagonist would return to the first day, and the game would restart. Both the identities of the good people and the werewolves would reset as well. But that wasn't the craziest part. Along with the identity resets, the number of players would gradually increase. Even though Yuri had the advantage of respawning, every new cycle still felt like a hellish difficulty start. He could only gather information bit by bit through constant deaths. At this point, Yuri had just gone through his first loop. After confirming that time was truly rewinding, he quickly began thinking of a way to break the cycle. Based on his memories from before the reset, there was no doubt in his mind that the red-haired girl, SQ, was a werewolf, more specifically, a dangerous creature known as Gynosia. Upon realizing this, Yuri instinctively took a few steps back. The meeting was soon to begin, with 5 people in total. While Yuri was sure that SQ was Gynosia, there were others who suspected Yuri himself, due to his amnesia. If he spoke out and accused someone, it would only raise suspicion. After a moment of thought, Yuri decided to first explain that he was not Gynosia. Once he said this, the situation immediately changed. Lazio refused to believe him because Yuri couldn't prove his claim. However, Gina and Seth sided with Yuri. Seth believed that if Yuri were pretending to have amnesia, he would slip up in some way. Upon seeing this, Lazio grew even more agitated. He decided to throw a barrage of questions at Yuri to test whether he was truly amnesiac. This aggressive approach instantly made Yuri nervous. He realized that if things kept going this way, everyone would end up voting for Lazio. Fortunately, Gina pointed out something crucial. She suspected that Yuri had a person he was currently suspicious of. Hearing this, Yuri quickly took the opportunity to share his thoughts. He believed SQ's behavior was strange. Gina agreed, mentioning that when Seth went to fetch Yuri, SQ seemed distracted. SQ sighed and explained that she was just concerned for Yuri. Hearing this, everyone began feeling guilty, thinking they had misjudged someone. Yet, Lazio still believed that Yuri was trying to shift suspicion onto SQ to clear his own name. Although Lazio had no direct evidence proving Yuri was Gynosia, he argued that Yuri, being the only one with amnesia, was the most suspicious. Lazio and SQ soon realized that Yuri and Seth were close, which led them to suspect that Seth might be Gynosia and was manipulating Yuri to clear his own name. Just then, Seth explained why he was so close to Yuri, but SQ accused him of lying. Seth, who was technically genderless, simply stated that he and Yuri were connected by their souls. At this point, the conversation turned in Seth's favor, and he cautiously shared his suspicions, though he didn't want to make accusations without evidence. Soon, it was time to vote. Yuri decisively cast his vote for SQ, but the results weren't what he expected. Seth received 3 votes due to some obvious actions, while SQ got 2 votes, trailing closely behind. According to the rules, Seth would be sent into cryosleep. Before leaving, Seth revealed the truth, that he and Yuri were not a couple. He had only pretended to be to prevent Lazio and SQ from swaying the group. With the situation now fully revealed, Yuri had no choice but to confess everything about his time loop. Although it was hard to believe, time was running out, and Seth gave Yuri a final piece of advice before he was sent into cryosleep. As soon as Seth was taken away, the ship's AI began scanning the area, only to detect a Gynosia presence.